Hello watch fans, it's Anders here on Watch On channel. Today a very cool new Orient dive watch for 2020. So this is a completely new model from Orient. Just shortly about Orient, they're owned by the same company as Seiko, but they're independent, so they're kind of a competition to the bigger company Seiko. So it comes in this classic Orient box, which is this faux leather, and then you get this metal plate. This is just a first impressions unboxing video. I will do a full in-depth review where I'm going to time the watch. I'm going to really look at the lume. I'm going to wear the watch for at least a week before I get into the full review. So this is just a first impressions unboxing video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you haven't yet subscribed, then you will get the notification when I do the full review. So opening the box, we find this watch. And an interesting thing about this new line of watches is that they actually don't have a real name. It's not like the Mako or something like that. It's kind of a no-name dive watch line of watches from Orient. They have 4 versions. They have a blue and this green, very dark green color, a black, a Pepsi, and actually also a limited edition kind of brown, very strange looking watch in my opinion. I opted for this one, which is the only one that comes on a NATO strap. I paid approximately $300 for this watch and I found it on Chrono24. So this is a very inexpensive watch because you actually get a lot of watch for the money. So just before we get into looking closer at the watch, you get a manual and stuff like that in the box. Very low interest. Let me just wipe off the crystal here. A really nice thing is that at around $300 you actually get a sapphire crystal, which Orient actually announce on the NATO strap, which you can see here. So here it says sapphire crystal, which is really nice because within Seiko lineup of watches you actually sometimes find hardlex, which is a mineral crystal, not a sapphire crystal. So it comes on this NATO strap. I'm always curious when buying a watch on a NATO strap or even a bracelet at these lower price ranges because the quality is often very bad. I must say that this is not the best NATO strap I have ever tried, but it's solid, it's well made. You don't have any flossing or anything like that. The hardware is pretty nice. It's this PVD bronze hardware. The case is actually also treated with a PVD bronze finish, so you get actually a stainless steel watch with a bronze finish, which looks really nice because it looks aged. It looks darker than, you know, with regular stainless steel. Let's have a look at the Citizen Pro Master. You can easily see the difference between the finish of these two watches. But I must say the NATO strap is actually wearable. It's not that bad. I would probably buy a better NATO strap at some point, but it's definitely acceptable. Of course, a NATO strap, diving with a NATO strap isn't the best way to dive, but it's definitely something you can do. You just need to be aware that you're going to wear out the NATO strap. A hang tag. And here you get the reference number, which is kind of the name because we don't get any real name for this watch. So the RA-AC0K04E10B. Have a look at Orient's website if you want to see all the other versions. As you can see, it's automatic watch. It's an in-house caliber from Orient. It has 40 hours of power reserve. It also has these very nice applied hour markings. As you can see, you get actually a date window down here at 4 o'clock with a cut-off dot filled with lume. And you also get a screw-down crown at 4 o'clock, which is signed with Orient. This is something that Seiko actually doesn't do, even with higher-end Seikos. You can see my video of my SPB143, a watch I really like. They don't even sign the crown. And the crown at 4 o'clock is really nice. It gives this very nice wear on the wrist because you don't have a crown digging into your wrist. It is a larger watch. It's actually just a smidgen over 43 millimeters from side to side. It's a smidgen over 51 millimeters from lock tip to lock tip, but as you will see just in a few seconds, it wears really nice. It actually wears smaller than the size, in my opinion. You get 22 millimeter lock width, so you can easily find new straps if you want to put on a rubber strap, you want to buy an aftermarket bracelet, which is kind of hard because you won't get the same color, or you want to buy a new NATO strap. And then you get a smidgen over 13 millimeters in height. The cool thing is that you can see it's a completely flat sapphire crystal. It is a very dark green dial, but you can just sense it here. When I'm going to do the full review, I'm going to show you how this watch looks in different lighting situations, and I'm also going to give you a full lume shot. But as you can see on the screen right now, as expected, really nice lume. Orient and Seiko are kind of lume masters, so I wouldn't expect anything less from an Orient watch. The hands are these very cool sword style hands with the hour hand being this very kind of pointy, smaller hour hand, which is pretty cool. You get a aluminium bezel insert, which is dark green, and then with the 15-minute counter here, you get an orange part, which looks really cool in my opinion. I think the overall look of the dial is cool. The Orient logo looks nice. Water resistance 200 meters, 20 bar, which is 200 meters. The bezel action is really nice. It's kind of metallic, but for a watch at around $300, I think you get really nice bezel action and absolutely no play, which is a really nice thing. And something that Big Brother Seiko really can't figure out is alignment, and this aligns perfectly. So this is how this new Orient diver looks on my 17.5 centimeter wrist in circumference. As you can see, I can easily pull it off. It is of course a bigger watch because it's approximately 51 millimeters from lock tip to lock tip, and it is over 43 millimeters in diameter, but I think it wears really nicely. And the cool thing is that the crown down at 4 o'clock really kind of just hides the crown, so you won't have the crown at 3 o'clock, making the watch just look a little bit smaller. I think it wears really nicely, and I'm quite surprised that it wears almost like a 42 millimeter. Actually quite much like a 42 millimeter watch in my opinion. So this was my first impressions of this watch. I'm quite happy with it. I'm quite surprised the quality overall, and the look and the feel, the bezel action, the lume, everything with this watch is so far really nice for $300 US. I will be getting back to you with the full review with all the details, the wearability, the lume, the accuracy, everything when I do the full review. I hope you enjoyed this first impressions unboxing video of this Orient diver. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and don't forget to share this video on the forums and on Facebook and places like that. Thank you, bye.